What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks back with another Palantir update video. So we'll take a look at how Palantir Stock's been trading, some key support and resistance levels that we have coming up, a couple pieces of news that also came out this past week that I think could impact the stock. And then we will take a look at what the future of the stock could look like. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Palantir are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me hit record and we will get right into it. So as we see here, let me quickly cover Friday's action since I know I didn't make a video on it on Friday. It pushed up really nicely on Friday due to a piece of news that I'll cover here in just a little bit. Hitting that 28 mark, which, I mean, if you've been watching my videos, right, we knew because that's where we have our level of resistance. We bounced down, let me get rid of this indicator, it'll be easier to see, right? We were bouncing off of our next level, our 2682 level, a couple of times, bounce, came up, bounce, went below, came up, couldn't quite break it again, and then we dropped all the way down, getting pretty close to our next level of support. So we were still up decently, $2.89 for the day, which is only 72 cents. But if you take a look at, actually what we were up, it was a lot higher than, where we ended the day. Let's take a look at, some pieces of news that came out this week. The biggest one being the ARK Next Gen ETF buying shares. 497,100 shares bought by Cathie Wood's ARK Next Generation ETF. And so that really helped push the stock up. I believe that's the reason why we saw that initial push up on Friday before kind of that sell-off that came out. So that's something to keep in mind. The other thing is, we have this demo day coming up for Palantir. Now, I don't think that that's going to be as crazy of an event as we've seen kind of for NIO on NIO Day, or Tesla for Battery Day, or Apple for their iPhone launch, right? But this is still something to look forward to, as it can kind of show us what the future of the company could look like, right? So they are, demoing some of their products, the Foundry, Gotham, and Apollo platforms on January 26th. So it's the 17th today when I'm making this video. So that's about 9 days out. That's something to look at too, since I could push the stock price up. Now, on the downside, I did share an article with you guys earlier this week with the Citi downgrade. I don't know if I will be able to pull it up, but let's see. Yeah, so Palantir was downgraded to sell by Citi. So they increased their price target to $15 from $10. Still made, not a bull case though. So they don't have a buy rating currently for Palantir. So that's kind of the downside for Palantir right now, is according to Citi, what they're talking about is a lot of the contracts that they have gotten or related to COVID. So once COVID is over, a lot of that might go away, and they don't see kind of the pipeline to really be able to justify the valuation that it has currently. That's what Citi thinks though. Clearly Cathie Woods thinks differently, so we'll see how that goes for both parties. Now let's take a look at the price action we've seen just this past week. A pretty sideways days. We saw a couple of really nice push ups that were kind of faded throughout the course of the day, right? And that's something that typically worries me, but the reason that it doesn't just yet is because of what we have kind of developing. So on Monday, we saw a push up from kind of this 24s to 26s, eventually fading to the 25s. We saw the same thing happen on Wednesday, where we went up from 25s all the way to 27s, right? We went all the way to mid 27s, and then we kind of gave all that away. Same thing on Friday. We pretty much gave a lot of that away. Nice gap up. Didn't give all the gap up, but we did give a decent amount of that up. So let's take a look at the daily chart, and we'll kind of see what we have forming for us. What we have, you guys, is a little bit of a failed breakout. So I was talking about this line coming down, this line coming up. We saw it push up, right? Like Friday is that push up we were looking for, back down to this 28 before another push up. However, the markets were really heavy on Friday, which could have been one of the reasons why it sold off. But Palantir in general has kind of been selling off as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this up just a little bit for us, and we'll see if we can maybe continue this pattern and see a little bit of a breakout at the end of this channel. Now, it's very possible that this breakout could happen this week too, right? Because of the failed breakout on Friday. But we'll kind of discuss what needs to happen for that to happen. So one thing that I will say though is we do have a little bit of gap fill potential, right? We closed here, or excuse me, we already filled that gap. I don't know what I was trying to refer to. So we closed here at 24.92, and our low was, let's see, closed at 24.92. Our low was 25.46. No, there is a gap. Sorry, ignore everything I've said for the last 30 seconds. We do have a gap fill potential here. We closed Thursday at 24.92. We opened at 26.26, but then we went down to 25.46. So if we visit this 25.46 level again, we do have a gap fill all the way down from 25.46 to 24.92. So a 50-cent gap fill, which we can easily see kind of right there, right? So here we see that gap up happen, but we only came down to, this line here. So this little gap fill potential right there. I was having a little brain fart there. Excuse me, guys. So let's take a look at what the future of Palantir could look like. I'm really excited about the fact that Cathie Wood's, a name that's done really well recently, right, with her ETFs is kind of on board. So let's take a look at what future levels of support and resistance could look like. Now, one thing that I will share that we have developing still, right, I moved it up just a little bit to see if we could still maybe get a little bit of a breakout, is this pennant forming. If we can kind of hold that, push maybe sideways, push up a little, get rejected, and then push down, and then kind of maybe, I don't know if we bounce off of this level, but maybe we consolidate here, kind of like it's done down, up, and then maybe down again and up. But future levels of support and resistance. So on the upside, right, we've still got this 26.82 level that was really, really good kind of pivot point for us on Friday. We were bouncing above it as a level of support. We were bouncing below it as a level of resistance. So I think that will be our first level of resistance. The second level of resistance could be this line coming down, although as we see, it's not perfect anymore because of this kind of break of it. So what I'm looking at after that is this 28.05 level, which is kind of where we stopped on Friday, right? So 26.82, then 28.05, and then 29.47 if we can get up there. On the downside though, since we are pretty close to this 25.64 level, or we are at this 25.64 level, and our next level comes in the low 25s, like 25.30, high 30s, 40, 25.40. If we go down and we see a little bit of a selling pressure, right? This level potentially might not hold, and that's okay, because we've got the low of this 24.37 before this 24.08 level. I did talk about the potential of that gap fill. We closed at 24.92, so from here to kind of here, we could see a little bit of a fall as well. We do have the 8 and the 21 EMAs that I would like to see hold as support that are right there in the 25.35 and 25.22. The 34 EMA is down here at 24.26. So I know I just said a lot. Let me recap that for us. In terms of support, the first level that I'm watching is this 25.40s, which is pretty close to our EMA at 25.35 and 25.22 with the 21 EMA. But because we have a little bit of a gap fill, we could go down all the way to the 24.92 level. And then if we keep falling, I'm looking at this 24.26.34 EMA to hold up as good levels of support. Still bullish on Palantir. I continue to hold my position. I have both a leap going out to 2023. I'm hoping for the stock to go up, as well as a credit spread expiring in February for Palantir. So again, maintaining two kind of bullish looking positions on Palantir, hoping for a push up. So we'll keep monitoring this pattern, this pennant, to see if it holds. Some good news came out this week, as well as that city downgrade. So we'll kind of see how those hold up over the long term. Hope you guys liked that video and the information I just shared. Make sure to always make your own trading decisions and not just follow someone because they're doing something, and do it because you feel comfortable. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.